Cruise louder.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So today at the LZ compound, we are actually doing laps in the CRX. So Adam basically has this GSR swap CRX. They just recently repainted it and we're setting lap times around the compound. So we're gonna see if the Honda boy and me could put down a good lap time. What is the fast so far?
32:39.
And what have you done?
Yours is like a 31. No. No, I was like a 32 flat, but we don't know what I set today, so yeah. But either way, like if you beat 32, you like made me look like a big.
Well, we'll see.
But if you total the car, you have to fix it.
About what? Oh.
Someone else, I would say if you total the car, you have to pay for it. But I know Trevor is fully qualified to build as nice, if not nicer, Honda. So I love when Trevor drives cars. I can be like, hey, if you break it, just fix it. Is that a new record? I can't believe you didn't go right. 32:04.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's sick.
32:04. We got a new leader, brother.
Hell yeah. This thing rips.
It's fast.
It's
This is
really
crazy,
fast.
man.
It's like not fast, but it's so fast around the compound. Like, especially when you go around the corner and there's a pond, you're like, fuck, it's sick. It was good.
This thing ripped?
Really good. I feel like I could definitely go faster. It's just one of those things, like that whole corner, it was like just pushing around the whole front, and kind of the same thing in the back. So there's definitely time to be had if everything was all like warmed up, but it rips. Look how good it looks.
It's just a clean car,
It's a
man.
Honda boy, and it's funny because like it smokes a little bit, so like when everybody shifts, you know, like it's like a little puff, but man, it's a lot of fun. So he's also gonna make it lighter too in the back. So right now it has glass in here. So if in the future, if Adam runs a really fast time, it's because he put the polycarbonate, like really lightweight glass in it, and everybody here was setting a time with the glass. So just setting that out.
Everything's so cool about it.
You said this was the coolest car you had?
I'm not the person to say like, oh! I'm not the person to say like Hondas are stupid, but like, I didn't realize how much fun you could have in them.
Well, that's the thing about Hondas, is you could have so much fun for so little price.
Yeah, well,
You know.
the CRX probably not anymore, right?
Not anymore, but like when I was in high school, like you could go buy one of those for 1,500 bucks with a GSR in it, like, which was crazy. I actually had a CRX with a V16 that I bought for like 1,500 bucks.
Really?
Yeah, and then I sold it for like 25, and then now I would buy it back for like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and then
exactly.
sell it for like 7.
It's cool. It's so fun.
So Dave from Drip Games is going. The back brake locked up and going around that corner over there. It sounds quick though. Dave sounds like he got the fast 31, but we are going off of Adam's stopwatch on his phone, so maybe his timing is a little bit off, or maybe it's good. Maybe he's got the perfect timing, but it'd be cool if you could set this up as a
like an actual time trial, like a
Track
draggy.
Addict,
Yeah.
or like draggy or what. You know, I don't think you could do it on a draggy, but I know on like HP tuners you could set it up like that. But that would be cool to have it on there.
Right.
So now that we are done with the CRX, we are heading over to the other side of the compound, which is where Drift HQ is located. They did some stuff on the Corvette last night, and so now we're gonna come over here and see what they did, see if it's ready for some more testing around the compound, see if we can make it hot and not break. All right, so Corvette looks like it has a new alternator. We have a new battery over there, and then we have a fresh new, I like that T.
Yeah, I just put that together with some NPT fittings. This little guy Did not stand the test of time, so we replaced it with a metal one.
And you guys
Some
didn't
fresh
do that,
hose
right?
clamps. No, this was just on the car when we got it, so.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, so that should definitely hold up, topped off the water and everything like that. Like I said, change the alternator and the, and the battery, so should be ready to roll.
Ready to rip?
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. So
make sure you turn off all the things this time, you know?
I do need to do that. Is there a way to do it? So my vet, none of that works anyhow.
Gotcha.
Because we deleted all the ABS stuff.
Okay. Cricket actually used to be a Corvette salesman. He can tell you all about how to do it.
Hey, you want to tell me how to turn off the traction control over here?
Yeah, so you press the button and you hold it for 10 seconds and then you press it again. But you'll see it, it'll go through on this one. It says service, StabiliTrak, and service traction control because one of the rear wheel speed sensors is not in.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really work anyways, but you press and hold it for 10 seconds, let off, and then press it again for 5 seconds.
So the car feels really good, and this last session I basically had it in second gear. It's just crazy going from like a JZ to a V8 where you just have all that instant torque, especially this thing being pretty much a stock LS3, stock cam. It just has so much down low torque that literally I was coming around here at like 2,000 RPMs in second gear, just like you just give it gas, it goes. It's such an easy car to drive. These Corvettes are like cheater cars. They just work so well. You know, the engine in the front, the transmission in the back, it just feels so good. So really stoked, and I'm a little bit sad my S14's not here, but at the same time, it's cool to just be able to hop in this thing and rip it. And yeah, the compound is crazy. The last time we were here, there wasn't this concrete section, so Adam added that. And then over there on the end of the track, it's like a little, like it drops down. So like, I don't know if you could see it on video really good. Basically, when you go around there, it just kind of dips the tire and kind of, I don't know if it picks up the front, but one of the last times in second gear got a little bit slipperier. So it like went all the way to the end of it and it felt like I was going into the woods. So it was, compound's a really cool place. So we're gonna go park this thing under some, under the shade, and then I think we're gonna be good to go.
How are you?
I'm doing good. We're
You build cars, I buy them for pennies on the dollar from people that built them.
in their backyard.
Yeah.
Garage.
No,
Isn't that what this is? It's like a garage-built NASCAR?
No,
With a
this
body?
is a stock car. So like this is a very like, this is not a home-built car whatsoever.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is a, I
Not a
forget, it's a
home-built,
Howie chassis or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like a serial number chassis. It is a stock car that raced in some stock car series. That was like an asphalt oval thing. It's a super built engine. Doesn't make a lot of power because of like some class thing. It has a stock cast iron intake manifold and stuff, but it's a fully built motor. It's a 358. I think it's like 14-to-1 compression, so it's race fuel and everything. Has a 4-speed behind it. Gnarly headers, so it sounds super cool. And then that's what it is. I thought it would be very funny. I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be comical. It sounds super cool. It's super different, and it's really, really fun to drive. I love this thing. You know me, I'm always weird. I think that like we're gonna run out of drift cars, or we're gonna have to find like some different way to do it. And there's so many of these tube chassis, and people could literally build like little, somebody could build such as 2F, some type of clamshell to drop on top of these things. And you could have like little 240SX tube frames that somebody spits out. I don't know if anybody's ever gonna do it, but if people are willing to spend 30 grand on a, an S chassis, that starts to become a real thing.
Wow. It's crazy.
The biggest thing about this thing is they're built to a degree that 240SX people never do.
Yeah.
Like this is a car that could be stored for decades. It's fast. You can beat the crap out of it. It has a Ford 9-inch that's built. You know how much stronger that is than like a R200 diff. You've got super cheap transmissions and engines and everything else that you can pick up.
What transmission's in it?
It's a T10 or like a super T10.
Yeah.
It's a synchroed box, so it's just a 4-speed.
And then what is this thing right here?
That is an AccuSump, so the AccuSump is behind your seat on the other side of this rear firewall.
Was
So-
that in there when you got it?
Basically, this car is exactly how we got it, except for wheels, adapter spacers, steering wheel, angle setup, and a few little tiny things like that. I changed the back shocks, but I mean, like, this is how the car was, basically.
I want to drive it. Like, it sounds gnarly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let anybody else drive it, though. I learned my lessons. It has a teeny tiny clutch and flywheel package, so like if some dude's clutch kicking this thing or something, they're just gonna burn up my clutch.
Yeah, you don't need this.
So I almost drive this with no clutch kicking, and the drivetrain is so responsive that it just lights the tires up like a clutch kick, even on like 285s. Also because there's not a lot of weight on the rear.
I wonder how it would be if you like unrestricted the engine. You know, like you actually put a good intake manifold on it, and like
Yeah, it'll probably make like 460 or something like that, I'm guessing, to the wheels. And then I have an actual NASCAR with a Roush Yates racing engine. We put that on the dyno. It made 517 wheel at like not all the RPM and untuned or not messed with it. It had been in storage for like 8 years. So that thing's probably gonna make like 600 wheel all in. But it weighs more than this because this thing is really light.
How much does it weigh?
Right around 24 to 2450 as it sits.
Wow.
I came with a comedy knife to a gunfight, but it might be a good choice.
There you go. So this is Fred, right?
Oh, this is Fred. Wait, we gotta turn it on.
What does Fred have? So they have
It just got put up
this
today.
elaborate.
God damn it! Quit doing that!
we came over here to the Drift HQ shop. I was talking about the Hydro e-brick, and I think it would feel a lot better if we put a smaller master cylinder. So they had one in stock. We're gonna pull in the vet real quick and do that, bleed it up, and it should be like 100% dialed. It's kind of weird not having my own car here because there's nothing to fix, there's nothing to check, and that thing is already good. So it's like I'm just kind of bored. Like we don't even know what we're doing. I was just like, what do we do? I guess we can go do that. So that's what we're gonna do.
Love the lighting out here.
It's sick, yeah.
All the cars lined up underneath the awning. It's pretty freaking cool. Oh, and you did the battery disconnect,
Yeah,
so it
battery
doesn't happen
disconnect.
again.
Like, so this is what happens. So you basically, and it like, you just have to pull it really hard. Like it locks up, but you have to pull it hard. So like, I want it to be less, like where you basically just barely pull it and it just locks up. Cause we did the same situation in my S14. I had a 3/4 on there. You had to pull it so hard. As soon as we put the 5/8, it was literally like, you barely pull it and it locks right up. So that's what we're gonna do.
This really looks like a MotionAuto TV car.
It really does. We just need to change the logo.
Well, I think, you know, we can keep Drift HQ on there, but maybe like a little, you know, MotionAuto on the hood.
MotionAuto, because like, I guess that's another thing. I don't feel like I have any identity here, you know? Like I don't have like one of my cars, and you know, it'd be cool to have like MotionAuto like right here or somewhere else.
Big MotionAuto across the rear glass, and then like a MA logo right here.
Something, yeah.
Something like that. And one other thing I like about this car is the Kansei tandems.
Yeah, I like them wheels. The wheels look really good on the Vet. So all we need to do is pretty much jack this thing up and then double check. Basically just swap out the hydro, bleed it. It should be good to go.
Cool.
All right, so before we get started with the Corvette, we got a little distracted with this thing right here. So what is this thing? It's Porsche?
Yeah, Porsche Cayenne, yeah, 2005. Used to be family SUV, now it's a drift SUV.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So it has, what engine is that, LS3?
It's LS2, yeah, aluminum out of Corvette. Stock block, stock internals, stage 2 cam, and a little bit higher compression ratio for the boosted. It's 11.3, and it has only 7 psi. That's why.
That's cool. What transmission and like rear end and?
Stock rear end, but it's the diff is out of the Touareg because it's lockable, mechanical like F80 M3s. Transmission is BMW 6-speed out of E92 335 with PMC adapter.
Cool. And then what about like the angle kit and stuff?
It's a custom-made FDF.
Cool.
That's crazy. That's awesome. I love the way this thing looks.
Yeah, it is really cool.
You'd never expect like a drift
4
car to be made one of
seats,
these.
stereo, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I saw the seats in there. Are those actual Bentley seats?
Yes, it's Bentley. Yes.
That's cool.
You can see it in there.
That's crazy.
The little family drift. How is it drifting an SUV versus a car?
I don't know. I'm not drifting yet. I just built the stuff. It's very easy to drift.
That is cool. Was it a factory manual car?
No, but it's they comes manual, even up to 2014. So that's why I'm using stock pedal and a stock master cylinder, but need to change because I just put a triple tilt and clutch.
That's cool. This thing's sick.
Look at the back seat.
Yeah, I know. Look at the stereo.
Dude, with the stereo in the center, look at that. This is baller, dude. This is baller.
Thank you.
Oh, look at the speakers in the doors.
Oh my goodness.
You know how heavy that door is? It's really heavy. Like I open the door, you gotta like push it because it has all these big freaking speakers in there. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, thanks for showing it to us.
Yeah, this is sick, man.
Thanks a lot.
Dude.
Drive it here, maybe.
Oh.
all we had to do was walk through the Drift HQ shop and master cylinder on the shelf, ready to go. And we also have these stickers for the Invitational we need to put on the door. So we'll go ahead and get those installed as well. So I mean, really, that's it. It's kind of lame. That's all I wish we had like a supercharger or something to like put on it. You know, like while we're here, like just to completely transform it, or if they were like wrapping it when we got here or something. But
Right.
or if it was like needed a clutch.
Yeah.
You know, like we flew in like 2 days early because they were like, oh well, we might need to work on the car. But I mean, it was pretty much already fixed. I know Colette had some issues with it last year, but I think we pretty much ironed those out here. So this thing right here is 3/4 master cylinder. This right here, so this one is a 0.62 and that is a 0.75, and pretty much those two bolts, that fitting right there, and then this little armature right there. Literally, this thing will just come like straight off and just bolt right on. So it's probably like 5 minutes. The thing that'll take us just a minute is just to bleed the calipers. That's it. So the only thing we need to do after that is just put a little bit more brake fluid in it and bleed the calipers. I like this e-brake. Well, that was easy. Now all we gotta do is bleed it. What? I don't know. Wow.
I can't hear myself think.
It was so hard to hear, just even
Over
here.
there.
And then, okay, go. Okay, back slow.
Back slow.
Yep. Let me know when you're all the way.
All the way.
Okay, back. So, it feels a little spongy right now, but that might be because we went to like a smaller master cylinder, so we're actually using the fluid, whereas before it just felt like a rock. So now, when you pull it, you could hear it, but it feels kind of spongy, but I feel like right where you get tension is probably where it's gonna be completely locked. Do a little test. Oh my goodness, yeah, that's terrible. Oh yeah, nothing. Like literally nothing. Once it gets tension, it works.
So you have to pump it.
But it's like losing pressure. That's like just weird. I don't like it. It's not working. I don't know what is wrong with us. The thing was, there was no bubbles that came out. So like the first pull, there was a couple bubbles, but that was almost like residual bubbles. The whole time we did it, there wasn't any bubbles that came through. So the only thing I can think is there's like a pocket. There's an air pocket of air in the system somewhere. So I almost wonder if we need to, like, as we're bleeding it, like tap on the, you know, tap on it like you're playing the drums or something.
Xylophone.
And
something.
to try to get that over. But yeah, everybody left the Drift HQ shop. Everybody's at the main shop over there. So I think we might just pull it over there real quick, see if we could get it bled, and see if we can get it figured out. So. All right, so last night we didn't have any luck getting this thing all bled out. So we're over here with Chris. How you doing?
Good, brother. How you doing?
So we got the vacuum bleeder out today. So
Yep.
you guys are obviously the ones who bled this thing in the first place, so you know the tricks. So we're gonna try to get her
For
bled.
sure. Yeah, usually the best thing to do is you start with the inner bleeder on those wheel woods and then do the outer bleeder afterwards, because those are usually where the air pocket will hold up. Worst case scenario, if we still end up with an air pocket in it, just because the caliper position is a little bit weird with those, we'll take the caliper off, put it higher up on the rotor so the bleeder's actually standing straight up, bleed it that way, and then put it back together.
Oh wow, that's interesting. And you said there's an in. Oh, I didn't see those inner bleeders.
Yeah, that's probably where your stuff.
That was probably the issue.
Yeah, it
I
might
didn't
be.
think I seen like the one on the top and the bottom, but I didn't see the one on the bottom.
Yeah,
or on the back.
The inner, yeah, that's usually the one that holds the most air because that's where the line comes in.
Okay, well that makes perfect sense why it didn't
So
work.
why
then.
don't maybe try with that first
Yeah.
before we put the vacuum bleeder on it?
So it turns out that there was actually some bleeder screws on the back side of the caliper as well. So I just seen the two on the front. I didn't think about the two on the back. So as soon as we did it, there was basically some air bubbles. So we didn't even have to use the vacuum bleeder.
Didn't have to.
So-
to empty out your reservoir, we did.
Yep. I'm a silly goose, but now it feels good. It feels like a nice,
should, yeah.
progressive.
So the FDF kit originally is designed for the big 4-piston wheel wood, so that's why typically they run the 3/4 master when they come off the shelf with those handbrakes. But this is the Drift HQ one, which only uses a dual piston caliper.
Yeah.
So that one didn't need as much fluid travel. So that way now it's got a little bit more movement to it
Yeah.
instead of just being stiff and really hard to pull.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody
So-
thinks the bigger master cylinder means an easier pull on the handbrake, but that's not really the case.
Yeah, it's more of like a higher volume,
Yeah, exactly.
lower pressure applied versus like a lower volume, higher pressure with the smaller master. So I think that's it. I think I just need to pull it outside, test this thing real quick, make sure it locks up, and then I think it's ready to load on the trailer. You gotta like dry it and then dry it again.
If you just look for any areas that are laid flat, that's where the gators hang out.
Okay. So at any point, a gator can just come up and bite your leg.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I think they got some kind of insurance for that. I don't know.
Yeah. Gator insurance. Alright boys, so the Corvette is all loaded up on the Drift HQ trailer. This thing looks so freaking sick. You got the fresh Super Duty right there. You got the 3-car wedge with the Drift HQ rentals. And it just looks sick overall. I mean, this is like such a cool team. So again, Mr. Brutsky, he is gonna be driving that one. This is going to be mine for the weekend. And then this is actually an M3 that Hurt drove last year. One of the ones that he took off the jump and it like broke off the wheel. But anyhow, it's just crazy how these things transformed just with the wraps. Yeah, that is gonna be it for this video, guys. If you guys are stoked on this event, be sure to tune in tomorrow because we're gonna have an event video for you. I'm a little bummed that my car's not here, but we'll get it fixed when we get back to Colorado. Appreciate you guys watching. See you later.